Alright guys, I had one of these in my last video, but since I managed to catch this one, I thought I'd get a little bit of footage of him. But this is eastern ribbon snake, Thamnophis serratus, same genus as a garter snake. Very similar to garter snakes. They actually are kind of a type of garter snake, but they're just called ribbon snakes. They tend to be more long and slender. As you can see by this one, he's very slender, long snakes. This is an adult. They don't get huge. I don't know, maybe 2 feet or 2 to 3 feet. Probably most adults are going to fall in that range. So like I was saying, they're mainly eat fish and frogs. They'll eat some invertebrates and other things like that, but fish and frogs probably makes up the bulk of their diet. These are live bearers. They give birth to live young. And of course they're non-venomous. Fairly common in some areas, some of the range. We're kind of on the edge of the range. As a matter of fact, this is the only place around here that I ever see them. But harmless striped snakes like a garter snake. I don't know if you can see his head. You can see that little rectangle in front of his eye. That's one way to distinguish them from a garter snake. A garter snake doesn't have that. And also, most of the time, a garter snake has kind of some darker vertical bars on their lips, which, if I can get this to focus. Tend to be found in marshy areas where there's water and grass. Not so much in the woods, but more in kind of open areas with marshes. But anyway, cool little snakes, and I'm going to put them back where I found them. So I just drove to another spot and got out of my truck and started to walk into the woods, and just happened to look in this little tree. There's another eastern ribbon snake. So they will climb a little. How about him? You can see this is a small little guy. This is a common gray rat snake. The ones that we see so many of, but this one's just a little baby. He was obviously hatched last year. This is a Pantherophis boloides, gray rat snake. These are the ones that have been in most of the videos, but most of the others have been, 3 to 5 feet long, where this one is, not much more than a foot long, maybe. Harmless snakes, these are the ones you see around your barns and woods and in the roads and around your house and in attics and everywhere else. But they're super beneficial snakes. They eat a lot of rodents, which is why they're called rat snakes. They get mistaken for every other snake in the country, really. People think they're rattlesnakes. I've heard people call them copperheads. I don't really know how, but you can see, especially when they're small like this, they tend to be brightly colored and their pattern is very visible. Some of the species and localities of rat snakes can be a solid black color, yellow colors with stripes, but all of them, when they're young, look very similar to this. They have kind of a gray background with blotches. these saddles on their back. They're shaped like this. They can have a little bit of striping along their necks, even in this region where these are strictly gray rat snakes. These are not the eastern or western varieties or any of the other localities in Florida where they can be solid colored or even striped. But awesome little snakes. Feed almost entirely on rodents and birds and bird eggs. At this age, they probably will eat some other things like lizards. It's almost like he doesn't want to be our friend, huh? Anyway, so I took a couple of vicious bites from him, but I think I'll pull through. Gorgeous little guy. Even though they're as common as they are, they're still one of my favorite snakes. Just they get large and kind of semi-arboreal. In my mind, this is the classic snake that you would see in the U.S. anyway, where we don't have the pythons and boas, or not many boas anyway. But anyway, that's him. Pantherophis spiloides, gray rat snake. Awesome snakes. And tell them goodbye.